Something to smile about. Call 1-800-DENTURE today. Offer ends soon.
Go ahead and smile.
Let's talk your home a little bit this morning, whether you're looking to buy or sell a home. It's not just that first floor or second floor that you want to take a good hard look at. Grace Frank is back on the show with the Grace Frank Group, and this morning she says, nope, we're looking underneath of those crawl spaces in your house, which Chattanooga is famous for. So many houses have crawl spaces.
Yes, they do.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
You brought with you the master. This is Corey Bezel.
I did.
He has master services here in town, so you're a crawl space master?
Yeah, well, I'm an inspector for master services, So we go in and look at the crawl spaces and identify what the problems are and the issues, and then try to come up with a solution to fix those
I
problems.
love it when Grace comes on the show, because I think maybe the first time you came here, you came by yourself. After that, you always grab somebody to bring with you.
Unless I have Cody.
Yeah. You love to network though, and
do.
you love to connect with people. So in Corey's case, he was a client who now has become somebody who you utilize for your clients as well.
Exactly, yeah.
So tell the setup of how you met him.
Oh, well, they were relocating here. They wanted to do investment property as well as find their first home to live in. So that's how the story began. And with listings, right now, one of the biggest problems and why contracts are falling out are basements and crawl spaces. As you know, we have a lot of water in this area. And when we have we've had the most rain this year, and we've had probably in 100 years.
Yeah, the month of May was crazy.
So the water tables are up. And we also have a lot of underground springs naturally here. So when the water table comes up, a lot of the underground springs come up in the crawl spaces. So I would say right now, of the houses that have challenges with inspections or fall out of contract because of inspection issues are because of foundation and crawl space issues.
Okay, so let me ask you something, Corey. We had a house, and it was built in 1940. You just can't destroy a house that was built in 1940. But I think it was on one of those underground springs. It was on a hill, and we had a crawl space, but it was a tall crawl space, if that makes any sense. But when the water came in, when it rained hard, we would get some water in that basement, but it would drain right out. So is water always, I know you have to watch it, but does it always have to be a, oops, you can't buy that house concern?
Absolutely not. We have many, many methods of being able to control water, to get it out of that crawl space to do it. What we don't want is to sit in there. So by putting in, waterproofing systems that we can put in to help get that water out and get that air out of there and get it nice and replaced with good fresh air is what's really going to help that basement.
So water entering the basement isn't the worry, it's how do you get it to exit?
Exactly.
Okay, so these underground springs that you're talking about, they are all around Chattanooga, aren't they?
Yeah, everywhere.
So is encapsulation always the answer?
Not necessarily always. We have many solutions that involve not encapsulating. The biggest thing is getting to control that air in your basement. There's an effect called the stack effect, which is where the homes, even the older homes now, they're built so well that they don't breathe air from the outside, and they actually suck it up from your crawl space or your basement. So 60% of the air, roughly, is what you're breathing. It comes from your crawl space or basement. So when people come in and they tell me they get that musty smell or that damp smell, that's coming from your crawl space or your basement. So going in there and figuring out a way to get the water out so we get rid of that dampness, so that kills all the mold, gets all that out of there, get it below that 60% threshold, and then putting in dehumidifiers and things like that to help with that will really help that smell come down and really cause that to go in.
Because I think a lot of people are afraid of the price tag they're going to get, and they probably live in denial to a degree.
It's
right?
Yes, until they have a home inspection and they're trying to sell their house, and all of a sudden they have a bill that can be anywhere from $8,000 to $40,000.
Right.
Which is a big.
That's a big bill.
Big bill.
And you can't sell the house without attacking.
Correct. So I always tell people, if you have a crawl space issue, it's better to kind of look at it up front and figure out solutions that don't create a buyer going totally south on you because they're scared. They just get scared.
So, okay, you mentioned that this can be what takes it off the table.
I would say 90% of the listings that fall through for me are because of crawl space and foundation issues.
When you go to inspect a home, is that where you start?
Yeah, that's what I focus on, is the foundation and crawl space on that. I'm part of the real estate response team, so I go in when this issue happens and comes up and try to come up with a reasonable process to get it fixed. So easy it is to make this huge bill. We can really look at what needs to be fixed and focus just on that and really do that.
If you have a true crawl space, like I told you at my old house, we had steps that went down and you could walk into it. I could see. But if it was a crawl, I'm not going to go in there. So what else am I looking for in my house? Like, how might I know that I have an issue? You mentioned the damp smell.
That's usually the biggest thing, and the first thing we get is people come in and they're like, man, I'm getting this musty smell every once in a while. It doesn't happen all the time, and I'm getting that musty smell. It's just the dampness in the air, and that's the first key indicator that we find for that, is where that's coming from, is the smell is what you get. Also, you see people get mold problems too on like their baseboards and things like that, because it is sucking up that damp air through that crawl space.
I think that you and I have had this conversation before. It seems like it would be a good business practice to even get your own home inspected once a year, at least two, just to see what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that we do that as well. We go into regular homes, not only just for real estate, but all the time we do that.
Okay, Grace. So if somebody's looking to sell their house and they contact you to list it, would you say let's get a home inspection done first thing for their sake, so that they can know too before they go down this yellow brick road?
It depends on the house, but typically if it's an older house or there are potentially concerns with the crawl space or electrical or mechanicals, because those are the biggest questions that come up. Foundation, crawl space, mechanicals.
Yeah, you want the bones to be good.
Yes, if the bones are good, you can work through cosmetic, but if the bones have issues, that's why my book, Secrets for Sellers, is so good. So that's the key.
Where do they get the book?
Secretsforsellers.com.
That's it?
That's it.
Or they can call you?
Yeah, they can call us, but secretsforsellers.com is the best place to go.
All right, and here's the Grace Frank Group's website, gracefrankgroup.com, 544-7156. Say it again, Grace. The book is called
Secrets for